Welcome back everyone, Zaf here. We have an updated tier list with Alysia being introduced and all the new hunter buffs coming in, but I do want to provide an update that everyone has been waiting for. Netmarble has finally approved us for the 1000 SSM coupons, so this week I will be distributing them. Just be patient, we just got approved about an hour ago. The unique codes that are one-time use per person will be distributed on our YouTube channel, through the support program, and on the Discord server that we have. So I want to remind everyone, if you haven't supported us, make sure you support. But one more thing, even if you're supporting us, in a few days that will be over. So Season 1 is ending, so what you have to do is go to your supporter page and press extend support, otherwise you will no longer be supporting us. That means any future awards that do come out won't be given to you, so make sure to press extend support. All you have to do is log into the supporter page, go to the burger icon here, press that, go to my page, and then press supporter, and then you'll see this button here, extend support. If you aren't supporting us yet, you can do so by just pressing the support button here. I'll have that all linked down below, so make sure you do it. Our next video will provide instructions on how to get the codes, so do stay tuned for that. So let's begin with the tier list. As you know, we have a lot of new hunter changes, so our tier list has changed. If you recall, this was our previous tier list, and things have actually changed a bit. So let's go ahead and update everyone on what the new best units are, with the introduction of Alysia and all the hunter buffs that did come in. So first off, as you know, we have Cha. She is currently one of the best units, if not the best in the game. She deals a fantastic amount of damage, and I'll show you exactly why that is. Taking a quick look at her skills, one thing that makes her amazing is the fact that her ultimate gets a consistent buff applied to it through all her abilities. If we go down here, you can see once she does reach 5 stars, her ultimate effect gets a 100% boost once you have the dancer effects applied, meaning she's going to shred apart any enemy we face. She has fantastic multipliers, and her passives provide us a ton of damage, increasing her crit rate and crit damage. So all these factors alone make her such a fantastic unit. She's also able to make enemies unrecoverable, which makes her so good for specific boss battles, especially ones where they do heal. Otherwise, without Cha, we really couldn't defeat him. The Arachnid is made easy, and the dragon we're used to facing can no longer recover, making Cha one of the best units to use. So that's exactly why she's in our God tier. Now, one other new unit that will be introduced in our God tier is Alysia. Yes, you heard that right. Alysia is such a fantastic unit. I'm going to load up her skills here, and I do have to say, her multipliers are fantastic. She's basically the strongest water unit we have. Once she gets a proper support unit to boost her damage, just like Cha has with Min, she's going to be even better. She applies freezes, she interrupts the targets, she has shields as well on a lot of her skills. As we look here, she gets consistent shields applied to her, she has a ton of AoE, and I do think she's on the running to replace Emma as being our main mobber, because all these skills that have fantastic AoE are so useful. We do need her skills for Battlefield Time, for example, since she will make speedrunning so much easier to do, and her ultimate, on top of providing a freeze, provides stacking effects and a ton of damage, and it essentially reaches the whole map, making her one of the units we cannot miss out on. I recommend, if you are on the fence about summoning for her, that you do so. The events she has right now will make getting her weapon so easy, and she's honestly so strong. Even at A1, she gets one of the highest boosts I've seen. All she needs is one of her shields active, and a lot of her skills do provide that. She gets a 20% crit rate and crit damage buff on top of all the freezes, and at A3, a 30% buff to frozen targets. Crazy damage output, and at A5 it gets even more ridiculous. Overall, Alysia is a crazy damage dealer, and once you get her to A5, she becomes ridiculous. She can basically freeze the enemies non-stop because of her additional effect to her A5 bonus, meaning you'll basically be on the clear when facing any enemy, constantly freezing them, easy damage output, making Alysia one of the best hunters we currently have in the game. So that is exactly why she finds herself in our God tier. And one other unit I do want to put in there would have to be Jiwoo. I've been saying this over and over again. Jiwoo is one of the best units in this game. Her kit is absolutely ridiculous. if we hop into our skills, I'll show you exactly why that is. So first off, you can spam her basic skills using her passive. It makes it so easy to deal damage non-stop. She also gets a consistent shield. That's what makes her so easy to survive with. Getting a 10% shield is quite substantial, on top of all her skills essentially providing break, medium break, weak break, and her passives are so strong. It increases the damage her skills do, on top of giving them increased effects, making Jiwoo one of the strongest water units we have. Once we get a water support unit with Jiwoo and Alysia on a team, they will absolutely rock the socks off any boss we face. So that is why these are the top 3 units I'll put on our list. Nothing really comes close to them. They all provide a fantastic kit. Cha is just raw damage output with insane multipliers. Alysia does insane damage, she provides shields, and she also provides freezes as well, interrupting the enemy. And Jiwoo provides strong damage, shields, and her kit, because she scales off HP, gives her increased survivability on top of the breaks she provides, basically making these 3 units some of the best we have in our game. Now I know, everyone's going to say, well, what about Min? I would also put Min in the top of our tier list, but then it would get way too crowded, so that's why he's in our SS tier. Basically, Cha wouldn't be as successful if it wasn't for Min. Min provides constant damage buffs to his hunters, especially light elementals. That's why he's so good. If we take a very quick look at his skills, you can see Punishment, increasing the damage taken on enemies by 15%, that alone is fantastic. And he also provides a 8% crit damage and crit rate bonus to all our hunters, but if they are a light unit, that turns into 12% for his A1 bonus. And as he ranks up and gets the A5 bonus here, the next ultimate used on our team gets an increased damage bonus by 50%. That is absolutely insane. That's what makes Cha so usable. He basically adds multipliers to her already existing ones, allowing her to absolutely decimate an enemy she faces. So that's why he's at the top of our SS tier. And another hunter I want to put here as well would have to be Emma. She provides tons of breaks, she has increased survivability, and she also has damage multipliers through her passives, so that's what makes her so good. Every single one of her skills provides that break. Her AoE is fantastic as well, making her a great unit for mobbing. Every mobbing team does use her for the battlefield of time, so Emma is truly one of the best units we have for those specific instances. Her damage output isn't too crazy, but the utility she has in her kit makes her a fantastic hunter to have. Now another hunter that just got buffed is Choi. I would have to say Choi goes right here next to Emma. He has such high damage dealing abilities. He doesn't have anything too fancy in his kit. He has a burn, he has defense reduction on our enemies, and also with his ultimate resetting his basic skills, it allows him to deal so much more damage. And recently from the latest update, his attack multipliers all got buffed, making him an even stronger unit. Now one unit that also got buffed with increased survivability is Silvermane Yoonhoo. He still suffers a bit from being not that tanky, just because with his stats, he does need lower HP to deal more damage. That's why I personally don't recommend him. He dies way too quickly if you aren't skilled enough, but if you can make use of him, he's one of the strongest damage dealers we have. Obviously behind Cha and Alysia, he's still fantastic, but his main quirk does make him a bit too fragile. That's why I put him right here on our tier list. He's a great damage dealer, but he doesn't have that extra factor to really set him apart from other hunters. He just deals a lot of damage, while also not being able to tank too much, making him far too fragile to use in most instances. Now, one hunter that I am praising right now would have to be Libora. We are still lacking a bit of dark support, but she's a supporter herself, but she deals a ton of damage. In recent times, her skill Phantom Fox did get buffed. Let me show you right here. This skill in her base value isn't that strong, but once we get her to the A1 level, her Phantom Foxes will deal increased damage, and also she can summon more of them, making her damage output insane. And her Foxes also take some stats from Libora, I believe her attack and crit stats, making their damage output even more insane. That's why Libora's placement on our tier list did increase, just because of the buffs that did get applied to her. She is now a fantastic damage dealing unit, her multipliers are very strong, her ultimate is no joke, and her other skills do provide damage increase effects, making Libora now one of the better units we have. I still wouldn't put her in our SS tier, just because we still need more units to really make her shine. on a proper dark team, so we have to wait. But once more hunters do come in, I would not be surprised if replacement gets moved up to our SS tier. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, Libora is one of the better units we have in this game. Now we have one more unit that did get buffed. We have Dongso, an unlikely candidate. His multipliers have gone through the roof, especially with his ultimate. His ultimate got a fantastic buff, and I believe his passive as well provides an increased damage. So right now, once we get proper wind elemental support units, he will definitely shine. I won't be surprised if he rises to the top spots in our tier list, just because he does need some more team support, but his kit is fantastic. We still need more defense bonuses. He scales off defense, that's why he's a little bit weak right now, but his passives do make up for that, providing defense boost stacking and other effects that we really like to see in our hunters. He also has the ability to remove shields, making him so powerful. And as you see here, at the A4 level, he gets a 40% merciless damage buff, which is his ultimate, so this alone makes his potential so high. Again, quote me in the future, Dongso will be one of the better units once he finally gets a proper team. So going back to our tier list, now we have one more SSR Wind Hunter we have to talk about, that is Wu. I did take a look at his kit, and I think even after the buffs, he's still not an S tier unit. He's just a little bit too weak. He does have that bonus dodge factor, but really, we do need to see more damage on him to make him excel, so that's why he's in our A tier. He's better than our SR units, but he's still not better than most of our SSRs. That's why I put him right here in the A tier where he belongs. Now, one unit that does not belong in our A tier would have to be Yunhu or Yunho. I prefer saying Yunhu, it just sounds better to me. He is our light breaker. Every single one of his skills provide a break. If we look at his skills, his basic attacks have break, both of them here. His skills also have break as well. His basic skills, break on top of break, and they're medium and heavy break, making them fantastic. His support skill provides break as well. His ultimate doesn't, but it does provide a defense reduction of 20% to the enemies, which is fantastic. And again, with his QT, he also has even more break there, so he's one of our best breakers in this game. The only thing he is missing is more damage. Again, he suffers from the same defense issue, that there really isn't much to provide us more defense in this game. Once that does get introduced, his placement on our tier list will change, but as it stands right now, he's still in our S tier, but he's not a top tier unit. S tier doesn't mean a hunter is bad, it just means they still need a little bit more to make them excel ahead of our other hunters, because these hunters right here are masters of their craft, having damage or utility, which these hunters are still lacking just a little bit. And on that note, we also have Lim as well. He's exactly that. He does have a very high damage dealing kit, but he still does not excel. He has some breaks as well, but overall, he is still just an S tier unit. Nothing really sets him apart, and his playstyle is a bit difficult. His ultimate casting requires time and aiming. That's why he's not the best unit. It's not just a one button ulti, you do have to aim it and plan it, so that's why he's in our S tier. He has a good kit, but nothing to make him really fantastic. And taking a quick look at our SR hunters, we have Kim, still in our F tier. Doesn't matter what's changed. We do have a lot of hunter buffs, but still a lot of placements haven't changed. We have Joe, he was previously in our C tier, and even after the buffs, he still finds himself there. A lot of these placements didn't change. Kang is still one of the better SR units we have. Same with Jinho, he is a fantastic light breaker. And we have units like Nam, she's a very powerful water unit. If only she was slightly better, she would be fantastic on a team of Alysia and Jiwoo, but that doesn't make her bad, she's still a very solid unit. And we also have Park Hee-jin, she's arguably one of the best SR units. I kinda do like Kang a little bit more, I like his damage output, but Park is no joke either. As you get more dupes for her, she's completely usable. You could even use her in place of our SR units. She's just that good, so I do recommend you give her a try. And we have Park Biome as well, he's in our C tier. Nothing redeeming about him, nothing changed there. And some of these units did get buffed, but really the changes weren't that substantial. So overall for our B tier, the majority of these hunters would find themselves there. We have Chul and we have Jo-hee. I think Jo-hee hasn't seen too much use. Her kit is a bit lacking. Actually, I will put her in our B tier at the bottom. She's still alright. She is a good substitute healer, but she has a lot to be desired. One unit that is actually quite strong now would have to be Anna. She provides some nice DPS and breaks on top of that, making her very well rounded, so I wouldn't put her in our A tier just because her kit isn't that strong, but definitely a B tier hunter. And although Song-Chi did get buffed, he's still just a B tier hunter in my opinion. Nothing too crazy about him, still needs a little bit more love to make him good, but as an SR hunter, they can only be so good. And speaking of only so good, we have our other Dongsuck. He's actually not too bad of a unit, he's a solid breaker. I would put him right here. His kit is honestly not that bad, providing stuns, damage, and breaks, so he's quite solid honestly. If he was a little bit stronger, he would actually go up all the way to the top of our A tier, but right now this is a solid spot for him. He's certainly one of our more solid units, and with Song Yi, well, there's nothing too fantastic about her. She's not a C tier unit, but definitely at the bottom of our B tier, so this basically is a finalized tier list. These units here will carry you in the game. These units here as well would work fantastically with any of the units here. These units in our God tier are basically the top damage healers, or they provide fantastic utility alongside even more damage. These units here are no joke as well. Min, Emma, Choi, and Silvermane Yunhu. They are fantastic units. None of these hunters here should be messed with. They are truly a cut above the rest. So hopefully this tier list did help you out a bit. You should definitely go for Alysia if you haven't yet. Alysia is so powerful. I knew for a fact she would be, based on our prior preview. So if you haven't summoned for her, you should really start. The events do support her, making getting her even better. And don't forget to stay tuned for these coupon codes that I will be distributing soon. I have to do it manually, so stay tuned for that. And make sure you do support us. If you're already supporting, make sure to extend your support by going to the supporter page here and then pressing that extend button. You can find it in the My Page settings by pressing this button here, so make sure you do that. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more, and if you want more Soul of the Rise content like this, make sure you do subscribe. This is Zaf signing out.